All right, so let's talk some Las Vegas Raiders. Kind of a surprise 3-0 team a little bit. I think even optimistic Raiders fans were kind of saying, okay, maybe this is a playoff team, but I don't know about, how good of a team this can be. Well, right now, they're perfect, right? 3-0. You'll take that. In a big game Monday Night Football against the Chargers. That one should be very fun. There's a lot of credit to go around in this one. This is the video that it's kind of just about the Raiders offense as a whole, not just Derek Carr, but also John Gruden and the pass catchers as well. I thought everyone really did a good job in this one. So yeah, let's just get into the film study and let's talk about what went so well for the Raiders. So let's start off with this one. This is something I love that John Gruden does a lot of, and especially in this game when he knew man coverage was coming. I mean, listen, John Gruden had called a great game. Say what you want about Gruden. There are some issues. We all know it. But the reality is, for John Gruden, I mean, there's so much he does well, I feel like, in terms of an offensive play caller. Something like this, he knows man coverage is probably going to come a lot in this game. So he has Renfrow running a double move. Just stuff like that they did all game really helped stuff get open for them. Anyways, what's going to happen is that this is going to be, man coverage, and Renfrow's route certainly could potentially get open. It's a 3rd down and 10. This is going down the field, and watch what happens. So Carr takes a snap, and with pressure coming, he has to get rid of this ball a little bit early, right? But Renfrow does get open, and that's a great job by Carr. This is something you see a lot of younger quarterbacks struggle with. Carr, not a younger quarterback, but I'm just saying the younger quarterbacks tend to struggle with this kind of thing because it's like, okay, you kind of have to make your throw before you know your receiver is going to get open. But really what we've seen from Carr is he just has a lot of faith in his receivers, and his receivers are showing that that's a good thing, And to me, one of my biggest concerns about the Raiders heading into this year was sort of a lot of unknowns at the receiver position. Well, a lot of those unknowns have been answered in a very positive way. Look, just a beautifully accurate throw to Hunter Renfrow right there. So really good stuff from Derek Carr and really good stuff from John Gruden and Hunter Renfrow getting wide open. Good stuff across the board right there for the Raiders. There was something like this, which this isn't necessarily a tremendous play because what's going to happen is that it looks like it's just a blown coverage. It's cover 3, but the corner in charge of covering deep to the offense's right is going to stay too far in, leaving Ruggs essentially wide open. And watch how right when this play starts. So Ruggs goes off here, and I mean, you see the corner kind of step in a little bit. Ruggs is wide open. I'm not sure. There's some sort of miscommunication. It's hard to tell exactly what, because there is only one safety deep and he's over the middle of the field. So this is a great job by Carr of recognizing this. And great job by Ruggs just to, say, hey, I'm open, throw it to me. And Carr then, while on the move, makes an accurate throw. I guess you could argue like a little bit dangerous just because Ruggs had to make kind of a tough catch, but that feels a bit nitpicky. He found the open receiver, hit him, and they picked up a big gain on 3rd down. You'll take that every single time. I would say that's a very good play. Even though it was kind of more of it was just, noticing the flaw in the Dolphins defense. But listen, that's like most of football is just noticing where you can hurt the opposing team. That's what Carr did. We've also seen Carr do a lot of this, and it kind of makes me wonder if we should see more quarterbacks do this kind of stuff because it's going to be man coverage and it's Ruggs. That's the route that you're going to see. And watch what happens. So Carr takes the snap. He's gonna, run a half-hearted play action. Then he, throws one up, and this feels like a true just jump ball almost with Henry Ruggs. And Ruggs isn't exactly known for being a jump ball receiver, right? He's kind of known for being this deep threat who can move well. So the fact that Carr is just kind of doing this, it seems a bit surprising, but at the same time, there's some real logic behind it. Like, especially in today's NFL, you can't really move wide receivers too much. So, hey, when you have one-on-one opportunities, just give your receiver a chance, especially when the receivers for Las Vegas are playing as well as they have. We've seen a more aggressive Carr this year than we have seen in years past. And look, as you see, again, really good catch from Ruggs. This entire offense is just, it's really working. And, again, you could sit here and say, the point total wasn't crazy, but it was against the Miami Dolphins, who are a really good defense. So the fact that this stuff is working against one of the best coverage units in football, it'll certainly work against some of the worst, and we've seen them already have success through 3 weeks now. A play like this was just so much fun. This is a John Gruden type play, and this is what I mean when I say he called a really good game. It's going to be a man coverage play, and you have a receiver, Zay Jones right here, every time I see a single-digit number, I'm still not used to it. In my opinion, in my head, I'm still like, wait a second, there's a quarterback on the field? What's going on? No. Wide receiver who's wearing 7, Zay Jones, and he's going to set up as though it's an underneath route on this 3rd down and 6 in man coverage, which typically you'll do, right? You can kind of do this stuff where you have these underneath routes or just crossing routes against man coverage, and basically you can create some rub routes this way. So it makes sense that this would be a route that you could see happening. And I love when teams do that. I love when teams don't just have double moves, but you have moves like this where you're not just faking as though you're running a route, you're faking as though you're running a route that teams will often run in that select situation. And look, Jones does fake as though he's going over. Great route by him. Really well done. Gets open, and good job by Carr, again, hitting him, finding the open guy, all of that stuff. But really just well-ran route more than anything. That's I think my favorite thing about that play, I would say. The Raiders kind of got some criticism for, cutting John Brown and instead sticking with Zay Jones. Well, you see why. Like, he's seemingly fitting into that offense pretty well. And then we got to talk some overtime. Listen, Derek Carr is becoming Mr. Overtime. Fun fact, I'm a Buccaneers fan. I actually was at one of Derek Carr's overtime wins. If you remember a few years back, I believe that was the year that they went 12-4. I was at the Tampa Bay game when he won in overtime, had over 500 yards in that game. Truly a remarkable performance, unfortunately for me. I remember Roberto Agoyo missed an extra point in that game. Remember him? Not fun times. Anyways, back to the Raiders. So it's man coverage, and it's Bryan Edwards right here, who's apparently he's Mr. Overtime as well. I mean, the Carr to Edwards combination in overtime and late in the game really paying dividends. It's 25-25. So this is the first overtime drive right here. But this was my favorite play, I think. There was a few good passes in overtime. But again, Carr's just taking chances and letting his receivers come into play. Also, this is another one of those fakes as though you're doing one thing, but actually doing the other. Edwards fakes as though he's running over the middle, a route that you will run against this coverage, but then he goes back and is going to run to the offense's left. Look at Carr and watch how he navigates this pocket, steps up, he's then going to make the throw over, and then Edwards does a great job with his own route of just getting completely wide open. Carr, of course, makes that throw, which helped set up a field goal, which did not win the game, but listen, if they don't get that field goal and they have to punt, there's a real chance they lose the game. So it still kind of worked out that way, and they eventually won it in overtime. Really good stuff from the Las Vegas Raiders. So yeah, as a whole, very fun game. Again, the Raiders did almost blow it at the end there, but I don't really know if I can put the blame on their offense too much. The pick 6 wasn't great, obviously, but as a whole, I thought this was it was a good game and a really well called game. So that's the main thing. Is I thought Gruden did do a good job, and even that pick 6, it was just kind of a weird play, So both interceptions were just kind of weird. But other than that, I thought that Carr played very well. The Raiders' offense played very well, and the Raiders, hey, love them or hate them, they're 3-0. You can't say anything bad about that. And currently tied for first in their division and 2 games up on the Chiefs. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.